What's up guys, Sawyer here with Utah Airguns. Today we have a new product video that I have been waiting for since the beginning of the year, well since they were announced, and it is a new set of binoculars. So these are the new Vectronix Vector X rangefinding and ballistic binoculars. The reason I've been waiting for these for so long is they're kind of an accumulation of what shooters and hunters and just a lot of people in the industry have been asking for, but so far no one has really delivered yet. And what makes these binos unique is obviously their laser range finding, they're ballistic, which there are options out there for, you know, range finding binos that have ballistic capabilities, meaning when you laser something, it will give you a firing solution based on the whatever gun profile you have loaded. But the difference with these is they have a reticle system in them as well. So these have a mill reticle, so that when you are spotting or doing whatever on the range, hunting, whatever you're gonna do while you're shooting, you can give accurate corrections. If you're spotting for another shooter, you can mill targets, meaning measure them with that reticle. But these really are just an accumulation of what shooters have wanted for a long time, and they were made by shooters. There's a lot of people that have been testing these for quite a while, and it's really what's made them so unique and sought after. So let's go over some of the external features that I like. One, the D-pad. Normally navigating a ballistic rangefinding binocular or any just rangefinder is they usually have two buttons. They have a mode button and a fire button, and you have to navigate the menu and the settings based on clicking and holding down those two. So having like an actual D-pad that you can navigate the menu, and this has a very, very cool and intuitive HUD inside that you can navigate. It has 3 screens that you can navigate through, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. But that's an awesome feature, and so far this is my personal set. I bought these. That's how excited I've been about these, and since I've had them since yesterday, I've already can confidently navigate through the menu. It's very intuitive and very smooth. Another thing is they come with these nice flip open lens covers for the objective lens, and that's just something that is, you know, they thought of it. They thought of something useful. They thought of something you're going to actually use. That's not a cheap one that you have to keep pressing on. That's going to fall off. That's going to fall off when you pull them out of your bino rig. So that's nice. On the bottom here, they have a mounting spot, a little 1/4 thread, so you can throw your own ARCA plate on. But they also collaborated with Really Right Stuff and Area 419, so they both offer a very slim and compact ARCA plate that you can put on here, so you can mount it into a tripod when you are spotting and glassing. Another thing that I don't have yet, but we will have them soon, is the inside of your objective lens are threaded for magnifiers. So these are a 12 by 42. So when you put those magnifiers on, it'll make them a 17 by 42. So that's just going to bump you up, higher magnification. You'll be able to spot more. It could potentially replace your spotting scope if you don't want to get some eye fatigue. But that's also really cool. You'll be able to just throw those on quickly and almost double your magnification. One thing that I personally liked based on my experience with other binoculars is the diopters are very stiff, and to some people won't like that, but me, I've had issues with diopters in the past where they're very loose, and every time I pull them out, I have to readjust them to my eye, because even just the little bit of swaying around in my bino rig, or you know, on the dash of my truck or whatever, they've moved, and now I have to reset them. So I really like that these are going to, you could abuse these and they're not going to lose your diopter setting, so they'll be nice and crisp when you pull them up to your eye when you need them. One of the other things that I'm really happy about that I didn't think I needed before, but now I'm like, why don't other companies do that with their binos? So the battery, right now, it has a little CR123, but it comes with another cap, and this cap is a little bit longer, but that allows you to run a rechargeable 18650, which will give you a crazy battery life. And that is awesome for like when you're running a 2-day match, or if you're going to be in the backcountry hunting a lot, you bring 2 18650s and it'll probably last you a month with how, and these are also very efficient on the battery life too. But it also has an extremely powerful laser. So these advertise on a reflective target to range to 7,000 yards. And there's two laser modes, but that's pretty much industry best on distance for being able to range that far. So now let's talk about glass quality. They spared no expense on glass quality. Yesterday we were comparing to a set of Leica GeoVid Pros, which are kind of one of the industry standards. I've looked through a lot of Swarovskis, the EL ranges, and these are absolutely on par, right at the level of the Leicas and the Swaros, which is kind of hard to do in a laser range finding bino that has a HUD, because they have to add a coating to where the little lasers that are projecting the HUD onto the glass, it needs to be able to reflect back so you can see it. And I think they really perfected that. They made those lasers powerful enough to when you're in like really harsh light like this, almost looking into the sun, you'll see that HUD, you'll see your range and your data that you're getting just perfectly without compromising the quality of glass. So that they have great contrast, great color conversion, so that you'll be able to spot out animals, other targets, hidden targets in matches. But yeah, I am very, very pleased with the glass, especially jumping up from my past set of binos. So let's jump into the software and the user interface, which I think is one of the smoothest that I've ever used. And that is done through 3 different screens that you can toggle through using the D-pad and their app, which their app is awesome. I really like being able to go into the app, build everything out like your rifle profiles, user settings, and then just syncing it to the unit, and you're done. All you have to do is like navigate through, click which profile you want, and you can also do that on the app. So just toggling using the left or right switch on the D-pad, you will do your main screen, which will give you your range and your firing solution, which is your elevation and wind 1 and wind 2. So you can have a wind bracket kind of like you would see on your Kestrel. When you capture a wind, it doesn't average, and it will give you your maximum and minimum hold so that you can bracket whatever target for your wind hold. The second one will be your rifle profile. It'll say whatever profile you have loaded. Currently is my 300 PRC. And the third one will just be distance, inclination, and wind that you can go in. When you're in that screen, you can toggle up and down and change your wind values. Oh, one cool thing, just having forgot, there's so many features on here, I keep remembering them. When it's on your rifle profile, it'll give you a range and it'll say whatever rifle name that you put in, but underneath that, at that range that you just laced, it will show you remaining velocity and remaining energy, which is really cool because you obviously, if you're hunting, you need to know what kind of energy you're producing at a given distance so that you can make an ethical shot. So, you know, if you're a long range hunter like me, I want to be very certain that my projectile has enough energy to basically take the animal off its feet. I want to obviously rely on shot placement, but I also want to have a lot of energy to put that animal down hard at that distance. And with this, I can know exactly where that's going to be at. So another really cool feature, this has like probably the best beam divergence of any commercially available laser rangefinder. And what that means is it is accurately placed on the reticle. So where you put that reticle, that's where the beam is going. You're not going to have to kind of favor left or right or up or down. If you guys really want to see all the features of the Vectronix binos, go to their website. There's way more that I don't have time to explain, but there's a few more that I want to go over. One really cool one that I can tell was implemented by a match shooter is there is an onboard timer in here. So you can have a timer going so you know how much time you have left in that stage. And that's how I know these were made by people that are shooting matches. Another notable feature is the mapping feature, which I think is amazing. So we'll go over here on a ledge and I'll demonstrate that using this and the app. That's the farthest I've ever ranged. So I've got it on the map setting. It tells me right where I'm at up here on the mountain around Squaw Peak. I am ranging to the shop, well, just over the shop. And obviously at this distance, I'm looking for a nice reflective target. So I just hit it 7,117 yards. So that is across the road from the Utah Airguns shop. 7,107 yards, and you can see in the screen recording, it drops that pin literally right where I just lased, which is across the street from Utah Airguns. But that's a really cool feature because for hunters, especially long range hunters, if I smoke an elk or a deer at 700-800 yards in thick scrub brush like this, right after I make that kill, make sure that animal's down, I can laze again, drop a pin on that animal, and then I can follow that on the map straight to the animal without having to go back and make some kind of back azimuth and know exactly where you shot from and have a bunch of terrain reference points to know that you're getting to where you killed your animal at. So that is an extremely important tool for ethical hunters, because you don't want to dome an animal and then just waste it by losing it, even though you search diligently for it. That just makes it a lot more efficient, so you have a lot more energy to pack that animal out. One of the reasons I was able to hit such a crazy distance with a civilian available rangefinder is it has two different ranging modes that I don't know how it works because I'm not well versed in lasers and sensors, but basically what it's doing when I switch it to long range mode as opposed to universal mode is it's just kind of changing how it picks up the reflected laser, and it allows you to hit much farther objects. And obviously, unless you're setting world records, you're not going to be shooting 7,000 yards. But yeah, it has two different ranging modes, universal and long range mode, and I was using long range mode. And it is optimized by being on a tripod, because obviously a laser that's getting bounced around, like if I have a tiny tremor at 7,000 yards, that tremor is going to be probably 30 feet of the laser going around. So when it's on a tripod and when you initiate the laser from the app, there's almost no movement in it, and it's able to get a really solid reflection off of whatever object you're firing the laser at. So in the app, I still have that last pin that I dropped from firing it out to the shop, and you can export that map with that coordinates, either email, image, PDF, CSV. So different file types, you can transfer it to people, you can save it as a PDF, you can send it to other people so they can know and see. Like you could send it like, I smoked an elk here, drop the pin to them if there's an alternate route that they can get to and help you start packing that animal out, or if it's someone that's lost or they're last seen. Like I said before, there's a lot of applications for this kind of technology, and that's just super cool. There's other rangefinders and stuff that can do that. They can connect to ATAC, they can connect to like Onyx maps, other mapping systems. Since it's its own app and its own software, the compatibility and getting them to communicate with each other smoothly is just a lot easier. So guys, that's a pretty down and dirty on the new Vectronix Vector X range-finding ballistic binoculars. There's obviously tons of other features that are packed into this unit. If you want to learn more about them, go to their website. They have tons of reading to do on it. As of right now, these are available for purchase, but as you'd expect, they're extremely sought after, and Vectronix is trying to keep up. So you can pre-order them right now on our website, and if you want something like this, I mean, the sooner you order it, the sooner you're going to get it. So get on it. We are constantly have them on order. I was very lucky to snag one off of the first shipment, and I am going to continue to use them every day so that we can make more videos and answer questions on them. This is one of the most powerful units, ballistic range finding or optics, that you can buy right now that can kind of maximize your game in hunting, precision shooting competition. And since this is Utah Airguns, you can also download your air rifle profiles. I have mine on here that I moved over from my Kestrel. The ballistic solver in here is Applied Ballistics Elite, so basically the best software on the market, the most tested and the most trusted. And so it communicates with your Kestrel 5700 Elite very smoothly. And I have uploaded my air rifle profiles to it, so I'll use that in hunting and in matches as well. So guys, drop your questions in the comments. I'll try my best to get to them all and answer them based on my knowledge. Like I said earlier, if you want these, pre-order them. They are expensive, so don't comment about the price. Based on what you saw on the capability, glass clarity, technology, you get what you pay for, and you get so much for what you paid for. And I think they're very competitively priced based on what they're competing with. So glass clarity is on par with the Leicas and the Swaros, and as far as software and interface goes, these are miles ahead of their ballistic offerings. So for what you're paying for, I think you're getting a ton for the money. But yeah, these are amazing. Very excited to have my own pair, but again, I'll answer all your questions and let us know let us know what you want to see in more product videos. If you want to see more support gear like this broken down and tested in the field from us for, you know, air guns, any other kind of shooting. But don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.